On the night of September the 1st, the Ukrainian military made another attempt to attack Russian targets in Crimea and Kuban using attack drones. During the attack, an American strategic high-altitude reconnaissance drone, Northrop Grumman RQ-4B Global Hawk, was in the skies over the Black Sea, which was probably adjusting the attack. The presence of the drone was signaled by the U.S. Air Force monitoring resources, monitoring the airspace, says Russian media. Before this outrageous incident, Western reconnaissance aircraft, including those representing the U.S. Air Force, both manned and unmanned, were engaged in surveillance and transmitting data to the Ukrainians, and recently usually left the region right before the attacks of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, as if pretending that we are not there, it was not us. However, this time the Americans did not, hypocritically and shyly. On August the 31st, the aforementioned RQ-4B Global Hawk, with the call sign Fort 10, once again took off from the NATO naval airbase Sigonella in Sicily and proceeded through the skies of Greece and Bulgaria into the airspace over the Black Sea. After that, moving at an altitude of 16 kilometers, it began flying near Sevastopol, Novorossiysk, Tuapse, and Sochi. The activity of the American drone lasted for several hours. It did not stop its work when a massive attack of Ukrainian attack drones on the territory of the Russian Federation began. According to Russian experts, they have no doubt that the aforementioned RQ-4B Global Hawk of the U.S. Air Force directly adjusted the raid of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. They believe that the Americans have once again changed their tactics. The experts recalled that after the inauguration of U.S. President Donald Trump, this RQ-4B Global Hawk did not appear in the region for several months. But in June, despite the incessant talk about negotiations with Moscow, Washington again sent its strategist to the region. Moreover, it is now directly involved in Kiev's missions against the Russian Federation and must be shot down. For example, this is the opinion of the head of the Center for the Study of Military and Political Conflicts, Andrei Klintsevich. But that's not all. Recently, this RQ-4B Global Hawk flew near the Leningrad and Pskov regions from the side of Latvia, Estonia, and Finland, carrying out its activities along the Russian border. As a result, the wreckage of the Ukrainian drone caused a fire at the Novatek terminal in the Ust-Luga seaport, and the work of the Pulkovo International Airport in St. Petersburg was paralyzed for several hours.
Wounded continued to arrive at Afghanistan's Nangarhar airport on Tuesday as the death toll from a devastating earthquake in the east of the country passed 1,400. According to Associated Press, the figures, including more than 3,000 injured, were provided by Taliban government spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid and were just for the province of Kunar. Sunday night's powerful 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck several provinces, causing extensive damage. It flattened villages and trapped people under the rubble of homes constructed mostly of mud bricks and wood that were unable to withstand the shock. Rough terrain is hampering rescue and relief efforts, forcing Taliban authorities to air-drop dozens of commandos to evacuate the injured from places where helicopters cannot land. It is the third major earthquake since the Taliban seized power in 2021, and the latest crisis to beset Afghanistan, which is reeling from deep cuts to aid funding, a weak economy, and millions of people forcibly returned from Iran and Pakistan. The Taliban government, which is only recognized by Russia, has appealed for assistance from the international community and the humanitarian sector.
دلته دغه ټول زخمیان شوي دي، څه اوس هم دغه کې حصار دي د مینو دي په دغه د لاندې حصار دي، د کلي کې هم جوړه کوټه نه ښکاره کېږي، ټول له وطن اوار شوی دی. هغه کلي دي چې پورې غاړه کلي دي پام کوئ دغه ټول اوار شوي دي، داسې دا پورته تنګي کورونه دغه ټول ساحه چې ده دا اواره شوې ده، هېڅ هم نشته، مړي اوس هم حصار دي، زخمیان هم حصار دي.
د خپل ځان له طرف نه ټولو ته تسلیت او تعزیت وړاندې کوي چې الله دې ټول شهدا او شهادتونه قبول کړي، الله دې درجات بلند کړي. یقینا چې دا یو ډېر لوی غم او خفګان و چې موږ ټول دردولي یو په دې باندې، ټول تاسو په غم او تکلیف کې ځانونه در سره شریک بولي.
ځینې زخمیان د وخت را انتقال کړي دي.